Out of work 20-somethings, people facing foreclosure, spiritual leaders, and labor unions. As the Occupy LA movement grows, it's also gathering a wider range of support to protest against what they call corporate greed. NBC4's Lolita Lopez live right now in downtown LA with more for us. Lolita.
Colleen, these marches have seemingly become a daily occurrence nowadays. Today's various groups will be starting their march and are mobilizing as we speak to start at the Wells Fargo Plaza and then come here to City Hall, where Occupy LA have been camped out for several weeks. And we just got this flyer about the march, and on this, more than a dozen different organizations. And it had us thinking, with all of these various voices, does the focus of the movement now become lost? Day after day, the marchers trek on, whether it's battling corporate greed or creating more jobs for teachers. There are dozens of messages spread through the giant microphone that has become the Occupy LA movement. The SEIU ULTCW, California's largest union, prepared for their moment by making posters at their offices. They are echoing Occupy LA's demands, but their message adds the need to pass the American Jobs Act.
We, saw, unfortunately, the Senate vote the whole thing down, but there are many pieces that could get acted on right now that would make a real difference.
For Juan Gutierrez from the Full Rights for Immigrants Coalition, there is solidarity with an added touch.
As the movement begins to articulate what are the actual specific demands that we're going to be working towards resolving, one of the ones that we think needs to be on that eventual list is comprehensive immigration reform.
If the focus is immigration, then what happens to the cries of 99% in job creation, which brought together so many here and across the world? Gutierrez sees the unification of forces with different voices as a positive for all involved.
Occupy LA provides a stage to bring together the various sectors of society that have serious issues to deal with.
There is, one single thing that holds everyone together, which is that they're part of a 99% that wants to see something different.
And for these groups, there is no solid end in sight. Instead, a growing movement that is tired of talk and yearning for change that they plan to be a part of.
We want action. Next year, we're going to be having a very, very important national political election.
But right now, there are several hundred gathering at the Wells Fargo Plaza, getting ready for their march to come here to City Hall, where Occupy LA have been for all of those weeks. And Gutierrez mentioned, of course, a national political election in 2012, going to the ballot box and making change there. And interestingly enough, we checked the Occupy LA website, and on there, a poll which asked, should Occupy LA movement now become a political party? 52% of those polled now say yes. At City Hall, Lolita Lopez, NBC4 News.